he said about Ramsdale clapping, the save from Raya, and I agreed with Carroll when he said flippantly, he deserves an Oscar.
Yeah, I think so. Martin Odegaard, celebrate.
No, hold on. I'll defend Carroll there. The reason he said
Firstly, hit the like button and subscribe. I can't believe that this is still being discussed nearly a week later. The fact this is still being discussed, in my opinion, it shows the disdain and the inconsistencies in the media towards Arsenal at this particular moment. But we're going to take a little look into this, and we're going to delve into the hypocrisy, the root cause of this anger from the Jamie Carragers, the Danny Murphys, Liverpool fans, and pundits at large towards Arsenal, because we pay for their services, generally speaking, on the mainstream media, and the level of dross we're getting is ridiculous. Just keep listening to this nonsense.
Get down the tunnel. Get down the tunnel and get on with it. I've got no problem with celebration, by the way. But the reason he said
you're a good celebrator.
Carragher isn't that guy.
So remember that Carragher isn't that guy. Just remember that sentence for a moment.
Carragher's a winner. Carragher is someone who goes, we've won a game. Let's get down the tunnel. That's the way he is. So he's only saying how he is. He's not saying it for effect.
Yeah.
He's saying it because that's him.
And Jamie won how many Premier League titles?
Well, why would you say that?
I've no idea.
Why?
Nothing wrong with what Odegaard did at the weekend. It was a bit of...
I think he's obviously said it because you're saying he's a winner, but he's never won the Premier League. So he's never, it was very rarely in title races. So does he really know how it feels in that particular moment?
Why would you say that? He's allowed an opinion because he hasn't won a Premier League title about celebrating.
He is allowed an opinion, by the way.
He's won Champions Leagues.
Yeah.
But it's only because it's at Liverpool's expense.
I think he'd have said it whoever they were playing.
If he was sat there watching,
he'd have said it whoever they were playing.
If he said Arsenal beat Man City, they'd had nothing to say about it. He would have been like,
he would.
Beat the best
he
team
would. You don't know him then.
Okay.
Carragher would say it if it was a Liverpool player doing it.
Carragher would say it if it was a Liverpool player doing it, or if Liverpool were doing it, according to Danny Murphy.
Look at Jurgen Klopp! Look at Jurgen Klopp! Look at Jurgen Klopp! Look at Jurgen Klopp! The daftest derby goal of all time, and it's won the day for Liverpool. And this place has gone berserk. And this place has gone berserk. And this place has gone berserk. And this place has gone berserk.
At no point in this sequence does Jamie Carragher criticize Jurgen Klopp for running onto the pitch, for over-celebrating. He doesn't criticize the players for the way they behave during the goal celebrations after the game. Go back and watch the footage. Now, I agree with that. I don't even really have an issue with Jurgen Klopp going on the pitch. The problem I have is the inconsistency from officials, the inconsistency from the media. If Arteta did that exact same thing, it would be criticism, condemnation, being attacked and being slagged off. If Ten Hag did it, he would be attacked. He would be slagged off. He would be told you're disrespecting the honor of Man United, or some nonsense line to that degree. The narrative has been set that Arteta is immature and the way Arsenal celebrate is bad for football. But people don't maintain that same level of consistency when it comes to other teams. The same as when it comes to praising Arsenal. The level of inconsistencies are there. Spurs are behind Arsenal this year, not as good as Arsenal this year, but have been praised far more for their performances than Arsenal have. The same for Aston Villa, the same for the likes of Brighton. But for Arsenal, they're held to a standard that no other team in the Premier League are, other than Man United. And I tell you now, when Man United fans who think I'd overly defend Arsenal, I'll keep reiterating this. This is about me maintaining, hopefully, what appears to be some element of credibility, because this will happen to our club if we ever return to the top. Now, where does Jamie Carragher's frustration this season stem from? One, it's Liverpool that have been beat. That's definitely a part of this. But just take a little listen to this.
League where Manchester United just missed out, I think, against Leeds, and the first year the Premier League they win it. Liverpool with Man City where they go really close, and then the next year they win it. So there's history of teams going close to a title, getting that experience, and then going again. I don't see that with Arsenal. I don't, and I just think this season's...
So just stop it there again. Last year when he said they had a great chance of winning it, they're not going to go again. They're not going to come again, Arsenal. That was the rhetoric. This was the end of last season. And Pundit basically said, well done, Arsenal, for your season, but you bottled it in the end. You're not going to be back next year. Liverpool will be better. Everyone thought Chelsea would be better. A lot of people predicted Man United to improve, but it was at the expense of Arsenal. Newcastle were expected to get better, and Arsenal were flicked away without a care in the world. No genuine analysing of their team, the progression they've made over the last 3 seasons. Yes, they'd missed out, and they deserve some criticism for their end of the season. But the notion, the idea that they were just going to fall away is an abomination of an opinion.
Chance was massive because no one in this room actually thinks Arsenal are better than Man City, but you're thinking, could they win the league this season because maybe City have got games?
You see that there? Remember that line. No one thinks that Arsenal are better than City. Yet the pundits, the media, rivals will all say, well, Arsenal have got to win the league. They don't win the league. It's complete disaster. But how is it complete disaster if you don't think they're the best team in the league? If you didn't even think they were going to be in a title race? The two things don't add up in any way, shape or form for me. Now, back to the celebration side of things. Now, Liverpool fans, they love what Jurgen Klopp does. They love how he celebrates. This made me laugh. You see the bitterness in this.
Because you've been getting all day as well, and that's soft. Oh my God!
Arteta needs to get back in his technical area as well, by the way. He almost looks like he could get sent off today. Look, he's outside of his box. Pillock.
Pillock.
Does
Arteta, is he playing in this game or something, lads? Yeah. I swear down, lads.
Seriously, what is he doing here?
What's he doing?
Harvey Elliott. Arteta, what are you doing? You ball boy or what?
That's been really good.
Get the fuck out the way, Arteta.
So, do you know what I love about it, right? If it was Klopp, if it was the other way around, I'm telling you this now, there wouldn't be a word. Not just for, of course, the Liverpool fans wouldn't slag it off, but there'd be no talk from anybody else. And this is what happened when Klopp last did a pitch invasion celebration. Listen to the punditry.
Players, press, everyone, fans, they love him. Everyone loves him, Jurgen Klopp. He puts a great positive spin on everything. He's got a great smile. He's always there to offer an honest opinion. He wears his heart on his sleeve. That there is just pure emotion. It's not premeditated. Nothing about that is premeditated. He's gone a long way onto the pitch. He realises probably when he's gone half the way that perhaps he shouldn't be there, but it's too late. He couldn't turn around. I mean, he had to go the full way. There was his goalkeeper there who was just set him off on a quick free kick, and they get an unbelievable strike at 96 minutes.
See, I've got no issue with what was said. I've got no issue with what was said there. His heart on his sleeve. He's loved by the media. You know, it was an amazing moment. Fair enough. But you have to maintain that energy. And Sky Sports and all the other big broadcasters, they do not maintain it when it comes across the board. Some do, but across the board, it isn't maintained for Mikel Arteta. And I don't want to hear this nonsense. Well, he hasn't won a Premier League trophy, therefore he's not allowed to celebrate. But somebody that can over celebrate. It's absolutely ridiculous. And it all stems from this notion that Mikel Arteta is immature. And there is also a frustration from pundits because what they predicted so far isn't coming true. And then rather than having the strength to say, do you know what? I was wrong about Arteta. I was wrong about the direction that Arsenal were going in. You get this notion of bitterness from pundits. Take a listen to this from a couple of years ago.
Admire him and I respect him for the stance he's taken over Aubameyang.
But it's still theory.
Yeah, because I think ultimately, very much like I've compared Frank Lampard to Thomas Tuchel, I think Arteta will be the bit part player that puts all the pieces around and starts to get the young players coming through and perhaps puts a little bit more vibe back into the football club. And someone that's a bit more joined up and a bit more grown up in managerial roles will come along and take Arsenal perhaps back to the next level, depending how committed Kroenke is to wanting to be able to finance that football team back to a level of attainment.
But by saying that, you suggest there's an immaturity about Arteta?
Well, there is, because he's a young manager, can't not be.
So I kind of get, some will say, well, Arteta still hasn't got them back to winning titles, so there's an element of truth to this. But context of this clip, they were talking about even getting back into title races. And a lot of the Arteta out brigade, when they were first Arteta out, they said, if he gets us into a title race, then I'll back him. They quickly got rid of but that's because they didn't think he would ever get into a title race. As soon as he got into a title race, they moved the goalpost to, well, unless he wins the Premier League title, I'm never backing anything that he has done. Which, again, I don't think is an unfair standard, but moving the goalpost once he achieves your standard is ridiculous. There is huge hypocrisy and a double standard and ironically, an immaturity within that. And the pundits have done the same thing. He'll be a bit part individual. He'll get the youth coming through. But to get back to title races, to get back to being taken seriously, Arteta's got to go. Now, Arteta's got them, in my opinion, into a title race situation 2 years on the bounce. There is still an argument over whether or not he is good enough to win Arsenal the Premier League. But remember, so far he's gone up against Jurgen Klopp and Pep, the best two managers of this current era, and he hasn't quite done it. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't look to move beyond Mikel Arteta, but he has surpassed so far every single expectation that anybody put on him in the beginning, after 1 year, after 2 years, and probably after 3 years in the job. The expectations you now see against Arteta are based on the improvements that he's made. However, the people that keep moving the standards up fail to acknowledge that he's broken through every barrier that they already set for him. That is where my frustration comes in. That is where a lot of Arsenal fans' frustrations come in, because we want to see consistency. We want to see honesty within the punditry. Now, you can be bitter at times. You can be salty at times. You can be angry at times. You can throw a little bit of banter in, and there's a place for it in football. But I think we've got to a stage now where it's almost like everyone's a caricature. Everybody is fake. Everybody is just, do you know what? I'm going to maintain this Arsenal hate no matter what. It comes across like a pantomime. And when it comes down to the big broadcasters, because of their influence they have, and a lot of them, probably barring TalkSport, you pay for, we want it to be better. And as I said before, you can call me an Arsenal simp all you want. That is not an argument. You can say I'm a secret Arsenal fan. That is not an argument. I want consistency in punditry. And I'm saying this now to fans that don't want to defend Arsenal in this circumstance. One day, this is going to be your club. One day, they're going to do it to you, if you allow this precedent to be set. Take care, goodbye, God bless, and I'll see you all again soon. Peace.